Forgot to film a proper intro. So hello, welcome. This is my reading log for 2024. I failed my usual expectations, which is to read 100 things. I did not, in fact, read 100 things, but the subsequent years after I already reached 100 as of now. So yay!
Or part two of my reading journal update. We'll see that. That was my longest one. Uh, 204 is a crazy number to read, even if it was like 99% manga. But it's okay. I did not do my big one in this one. This is actually the year I failed to even reach 100, but I was busy. Scum Villain Self-Saving System. I took notes. And then, one of my favorite, shorter mangas. Is it that good? I don't remember the plot, but I remember I really liked it, and it's ancient mythology. My standards are really low. I like Record of Ragnarok. It's not good. As long as you don't claim to actually be like true to canon, or people don't treat you as true to canon, because who the hell treats Record of Ragnarok or I Am the Great Priest Imhotep like canonical, like to our real world? Then I'll stand. I'll stand hard. Read four of those. Um, didn't write much, but I drew Cleopatra, who is an absolute baddie, which she tends to be, unless she's drawn in the Danganronpa art style. And then there was a day I went to a Barnes& and Noble with Omega. I was talking out loud, being like, well, I started reading like Noragami. I don't know if I want to own it physically, and like buy that physically, you know? We were yapping about it, and I was like really like weighing my odds if I wanted to buy Noragami and if I wanted the omnibus or not. And then we turned the corner, and someone heard us say that, and then went, "Oh my God, you want to read Murakami?" Not what I said, mind you, but it was close. So he was so nice, and he recommended it, and he's like, "Oh, it's one of my favorite books." Da, 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 da. And I was like, "Oh my God, okay, I'll pick it up. I'll read it." Uh, I'm gonna give Murakami another try, but I do not give it in 2024. It is gonna be a this year, maybe next year thing. Because I was recommended Kafka on the Shore, but Murakami's Norwegian Wood was not for me, I fear. I did buy Noragami. I bought the omnibuses. So it's volume 13 to 21 is what I read. Then I went back to reading I'm the Great Priest Imhotep because I randomly found it at a store, starting Barnes& Noble. But still, I keep brick and mortar stores open. I know. Ladies, one at a time. But it likes it a lot, actually. We keep going. Monozushi, the manhwa, volume 5. Still my yaoi overlords. Still yaoing all over the place, I fear. I'm the Great Priest Imhotep. Yeah, 6 through 8. I remember reading these in a car ride. Phantom Tales of the Night, Volume 12. The only thing I wrote was what was going on, which is how you should feel about Phantom Tales. So yeah, Seraph of the End, Gurren Ichinose, Catastrophe, Ed 16, Volume 3. I remember that you were reading Scum Villain at the time, and I was just chilling, hanging out, reading, and you were genuinely fighting demons. More demons than they were in the book. In the thing. I Hear a Sunspot, 4 seasons. This is when I like quit. Like I spiritually was over. I couldn't do it. Monozushi, proper. I read it. I did not write when I did it because I just did it because I'm a sicko like that. I'm not like other girls. I just read it. Sometimes I do take notes and tweak out. Oh my God, emotive. So I finally got the whole series. I think I was missing one, and we went to a Barnes and Noble that was further away than usual. And then we bought the one I was missing, and then I just flew through it like a crazy person. Like I said, I really like Imhotep. I think it's really cute. I like the design, I like the art. It's peak. You, Volume 3. I wrote no words, just a bunch of drawings. I forgot about Headless Dude Devlin from you. Ugh, iconic. Noragami, Volume 22 to 27. I finished the story. Ended up with my main goat, Kazuma. My homies love Kazuma. And my favorite guy being that lightning freak. I like him. And then another thing I read because it had a baddie. Gokuraku Guy. I like it. I don't know what the hell I drew for that, but I enjoyed. I read it in the car. Orho 5! It was when Modan. It was when Modan was Batman. I liked that. Oh, and then Omega convinced me to buy the Full Metal Alchemist 20th anniversary thing, and I read it. It's a peak. I fear it's not like it's like this like for the fans books that has like interviews and stuff and like art. It's nothing serious, but I liked it. Oh, and then this is the first time I really read The Summer He Could Have Died, the first 3 volumes. It was fine. I liked them. And this is an arc in my life which I mildly regret. I have recently been like every once in a while deciding to like just listen to a good amount of like author because I either like want to mimic their writing style for a future project, or like I'm like, oh, I'm interested in the genre that you do and like where you pioneered and etc etc, and I want to figure out like the aesthetics and like the things about it, and then I just start like rating them. So I did that for Edgar Allan Poe. We bought a collection of Edgar Allan Poe. I'll give like small synopses of these books. I will say I came out of it with him not being my favorite. I respect him, and in some sense I'm like, oh, I like some of these like a lot. You'll see what I mean when we get to one of these. For the most part, I was just kind of gagged. Anyway, Metzengerstein? Whoa. Metzengerstein? Hey, you're German. Ah! What that say?
Where?
It's
Like my Fingerstein? Frankenstein? Girl, I don't know.
Anyway, it's about a fuck ass painting of a horse, and the horse is evil, and like it gets you. It's like the whole premise. I'm sorry.
Some bullshit.
Oh, this will not be spoiler free. This is a spoiler territory. I fear. I think some of these. Others I don't explain them very much. So walk into these at your own stage, at your own risk. Message found in a bottle, by Edgar Allan Poe. I love this one so much. I love it so much. First of all, Spain mentioned. Is it only in the oak that the ship is built on? Yes. I liked the descriptions and the way that like he fleshed out the setting. Like it really did feel like you were on a ship in this horrible storm. Like it was like, oh no, like oh woe is me, like this is a horrible storm, and then you're like, damn, yeah, this is horrible. Shwa, 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 whoa. Like you were there, you felt it. Like the whole. I feel like a toddler actually. And the setting was like the painting that the words were trying to describe works. Like the words were efficient, it was effective. The setting was like beautiful in the way that it only a true connoisseur of the writing can be. It was just so like visually. How do I say that? Actually, I'm struggling. Yeah, it wasn't like just descriptive. It was like it put you there. Like the words that. Yes, thank you. It was very immersive. Like it was also very beautiful. Just read it. It's so good. But it's my first 10 out of 10 of all of his works. I really liked it. I already said that. But however, he is like rambling because he's like I don't know what's going on. Da, 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 da. And then I need to give further context to the story. So the story is told that there was a message found in a bottle. So someone was writing this while it was happening, which like, yeah, okay. It doesn't serve very much like what's it called? The no sleep subreddit when someone like gets their like dome cut off and then the protagonist is like, oh my god, the dazzling crimson leaked from his like the stump that was now his neck. Like yeah, a little bit, but you have to be a little dramatic when your fucking ship is getting like grabbed side to side by who knows what, and you're like describing it like you're genuinely fighting demons, and then it like I understand that. I'm pretty sure it's actually supposed to be about the Hollow Earth, but the Hollow Earth isn't any smarter or any like haha funnier than what I extrapolated the first time I read it was that he fell off the face of the flat Earth, and I loved it. I loved it. The cartooniness of literally like the last things he writes being like we're falling over. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Is it like does that ruin the immersion? A little bit, but it's so fucking good. Like it's so funny. Like was it like do I think that Edgar Allan Poe intended that to be like the funniest thing ever? No, but it's so good. It's so peak. I don't think I like it for the reasons it was made for actually. But I still enjoyed it. It was a great book. Not a great book, a great story, whatever. Shadow, a parable. It's like these old Greek MFs, and they're like the dark. It's so like freaky and shit, and they're like doing this freaky little ritual, and like yeah, it like had aura, which is what I have learned I like from Edgar Allan Poe's writing. A lot of the premises are just not for me. Some of them really are. Loved. I can't even begin to express like when he fell over, and I remembered the title of this fucking story. I levitated out of my skin into thin air. Like oh my god. Silence of Fable. Somewhere Libya, there's this guy that if you're a real Danmei head, you know about this absolute diva Yan Wuxi. So imagine if that guy was a demon, and he like made a guy blind, not blind, deaf, and then like tormented him a little bit, which is what he does. He makes a guy blind and torments him a little bit. So like it's like the same thing. And did I read wherever the hell Yan Wuxi is from? No, but I watched the Donghua, and I have a fan right here.
He's goated. I don't know what to tell you.
You could have just said I was right.
Yeah.
Bernice is the next one I read. I hated the protagonist. I thought he's a bitch. How are you scared of the dentist? What's the dentist gonna do to you? Oh my god, he's gonna take out my tooth. And you'd be like, well, back in the day, weren't they also like barbers and like had stuff and like just get like walk in. Me personally, I just want to be scared of dentists like ever. Number one, and then number two, I don't like any of the stories that have a woman's name that was written by him. I think that a lot of them are gross. Anyway, okay, I hated this one. Morella was the one that I hated the most because okay, so Morella is a story about this man who has an emo like goth wife, and he has a baby with her, and then she dies, and then the baby looks like his emo goth wife, which like I hate to break this to him, but like it's your protagonists are like overdoing it. Yeah, your kid's gonna look like your wife. That's how that works, dumbass. Number one. Number two, he was getting like into her. Like he was really weird about his own daughter. It was really strange. He was like, if she is reincarnated, she's not my like actual daughter. Ew, gross. And then there was Lygia, who was like, she had humongous eyes. Like that's like the one descriptor they give her. Which like the whole time I just imagined her like a freaky like anime girl. Which it didn't help with the story, but whatever. Bro went to drugs or something afterwards. Whatever. I expected the ending. I felt really nothing towards it. At least this time he didn't want to have relations with his daughter. I don't think they had a kid in this one. I understand that like he had a wife that was his cousin. But he was also gross for that. So like, ew. William Wilson. If you know the plot of Twice from My Hero Academia, you kind of already know this story. I'm serious. Except this guy's like a gambler and like has like a bunch of doppelgangers that are like not he makes them or anything, and then they like do crime or whatever. I didn't care about this one. I liked Descent into the Maelstrom. It has the same thing where it's like very moody and like the way that it's described is like this ginormous force that like we could never even think about reckoning with. Like it's so huge, it's so massive, like whoa. And I really like that. I like it. The Mask of Red Death. It is peak. It is also referenced by the Phantom of the Opera, and I don't know. The whole time I was thinking about COVID, it was a little funny, but it's truly a good book. I liked it. I like Mask of Red Death. I think it's peak. The Pit in the Pendulum. Roll picture. Thank you. That's all I have to say.
So I accidentally skipped the Total Heart. Classic. Read it in middle school.
Black Cat. There's animal abuse in it. Some guy killed an Atito. The main character is a loser. He killed his wife. Loser. And then he got everything that was coming to him. So, 8 out of 10. I've been putting the people that I listen to a lot of audiobooks, and this whole thing was audiobooks, and the voice of this person, of Aleilix, really added to the experience of this. Premature Very, their voice was really good. It feels so like it's amazing. I really liked it. It had a lot of imagery with shadows. It's my other 10 out of 10. It's just really good. Oh, The Facts in the Case of M. Vandervelde. I like the vibes. It is another one where I just truly like it off of the vibes and its auras. And I find this one kind of hard to explain. I think this was the one that I was like, oh, this is a little scary. It's just so weird. But not really. Cask of Amontillado. Cask of Amontillado is so fucking funny. And you would totally fall for it too. Oh my god, Omega Cock. Is that a life-size plushie of Argenti? Yeah, it's inside my cellar. Yeah, come down here. Oh, I have night blindness. I can't see in the dark. Oh no, like just keep finding it. Like you'll find it eventually. Break. Boom. Hot Frog. It's a thing for sure. Not my favorite of his, but I also. One thing you can't say about him is that he's repetitive. It's not something another person can say. I hate him. Anyway, All Over and Die. We're finally back on manga. Can you believe that? Liked it as much as I've liked every other ones. Yay! And then Yu-Woo! Oh, it's so good. I liked Yu-4 a lot. I think I was tweaking a little bit when I read this. Rakugai, but this time I like locked in. I read Love Bullet. And then Seraph of the End, Gurren Ichinose, Catastrophe at 16. The Sonic the Hedgehog comics. I read 7 of them, and then I quit. And in 2024, I got into Ballad. I'm gonna be honest, I got into Ballad because of the Yuri, and I'm currently not the happiest camper with Ballad. I haven't even finished the volume of Ballad I'm on yet, but, you know. I missed the version of me that was here. There will be a video on this someday. The Murder on the Rue Morgue. I do not like his mysteries. Bungo Stray Dogs Beast. Read the 4 volumes of the manga for that. And then that's it for 2024. See you guys in the next one.
Neo got my back, culture tanks, tech on my mind. Neo got my back.
I got what you need, 원하는 걸 골라보죠. I can show you need, 힙하지 나란 state girl. 빙빙 아까를 모조 나도 좀 반박했을 때 왜 should you the bar 우리들은 렉을 총모양으로 Baby 겁을 내지 말아줘 Think about 내 별이 잠시되지 않아 정말 난 더 환하게 널 만들어 더 세게 영원하는